It's just confusing. That's all I'm saying is women's values today are confusing.
I mean, were you like compatible at all, or
Yeah, like I told you, like, we were hanging out every day. We go to the club. We go freaking dancing. We do practice. We literally be in our parents' living room practicing how to line dance in front of our parents, cooking together. Like I said, didn't have sex for 8 months, and that's just one. That's just one example of something like a way that happened. A perfectly good relationship, and then just goes out of nowhere.
I just
hmm.
can't see what I'm on this. Hi.
It just that's not old time values.
Nice. See, I'm nice.
I feel like we
You
went
want?
from A to G, and like every other letter in the alphabet just kind of got glanced at.
I can do it right here if you want me to. I can put it out 1 week, 2 weeks,
The whole topic
or if
was
you want.
about men not being men and relationships not being like they used to be anymore.
Of course, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'll reschedule for 2 weeks and I'll see you then. You're very welcome. No worries, no worries. I seen them before last time I came here, so I know how they are. Yes, yes.
Like it's like in society how men are starting to win custody battles more. More men are getting priority in custody battles because, like in the past, men were the primary caregivers and caretakers of the family.
Yeah, but you had a society built all over that.
Yes, and think about it, that's what our society was actually built on. That's why our society thrived is because
Oh.
there was all roles were filled and it was understood and it was evenly divided and agreed upon.
You think it would have like thrived either way? Really? Let's not say that like men doing everything is why society thrived. That's like, ooh. I mean, we'll never know the other side, but there are our side. We'll never truly know the other side. But that's not to say that if women ran everything, that it wouldn't be just as good, if not better. I wouldn't say
Well, I
that.
would I would give one argument on why I think it wouldn't be just as good would be because if the women weren't home as much to take care of children, people wouldn't be as loving.
Dave, are you still working?
No, I'm done.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna
he
say,
got home a
Dave,
while
you know
ago.
what?
Where we at?
I'm the only one? Damn.
I just got home.
I think if women like did everything, they wouldn't be just as loving. Oh, like people wouldn't be just as loving in the world.
No, I'm saying like if women were out working in the mill, same as guys, cutting wood, building houses, this and that, being equal, having the same thing, they wouldn't be home with the children to teach them compassion and relationships and how to love, caring. Humans wouldn't even see that.
Well, I mean,
Yes, but women and mothers are they're for nature. That's like their their primal instinct. Their
Yes,
natures.
well, I
yes,
mean,
yes, but
I'll
They're
say that, but
natures.
like, if women are nurturing, if women are like nurturing and all that, and they're like the only one, are you saying that they're the only ones that can provide that?
no, no, I'm actually saying the opposite. I'm saying that men are actually the primary givers of that, but men also thrive in other places like work, like physical labor, and the women can stay back and do that, the caregiving, or they can work too. It's not that they can't. It's not that I want them to think that they should stay home and just be caregivers. I just think the more beneficial being mothers. But now women don't want to be mothers. They want to. They think they can do whatever they want, sell their own fucking ass, and get whatever they want because they have a body.
Because they can do whatever they want. What the fuck? Like,
Yes,
yo,
they can.
like, it's like everything you're saying is just trying to
But listen,
point it back to like, oh,
yes,
they think that they're
they
so
can.
fucking special. I'm like, holy shit! Like,
But listen,
what? You know why I'm having
yes,
this kind of
right.
reaction? Right?
But
Do you at least
women in
understand
the
why I'm
past
having this
were
kind of
just
reaction?
as special, if not more special. So why in the past were they different than why like you're saying You're thinking I'm wrong because they are that special. They have that. Yes, but
Well,
women,
no, I'm
yes, are
not
still
thinking
that
wrong because
special
of
and have
that.
that
It's
much.
just the less spread of information, the oppression, the fear of their husbands, the revolution of women actually wanting more rights to bring them more to the forefront so they can do more stuff because for so long they felt like they couldn't. It's not that they couldn't all the time, right? Like back in like the ancient past, I'm sure there's instances of women actually like fucking breaking the necks of saber-toothed tigers and all that shit. But just because it's more like, but just because it's, I mean,
The whole point is the thing is they're not oppressed and whatnot. It was like, so I was saying I was watching Little House on the Prairie. There's an episode I was watching earlier today. The girl was coming to different towns and preaching that women don't have rights. Men own 100% of property. If they leave them, they get all the property. They get nothing. So it's like one of those things where it's not a problem until you make it a problem. So now women all started to believe that they were being oppressed. But in reality, like the main guy on here was trying to explain to his wife, it's not that they're oppressed. They have such a bond to where they understand each other and have that relationship to where they shouldn't have a piece of paper telling them that, oh, if I leave this woman, I'm gonna take everything, and having the woman think that. Women weren't oppressed. Women weren't take their rights weren't taken away. It's just women in the past were caregivers, so they didn't need to be in that. They weren't even in that role. It was too dangerous to be in that role. They literally couldn't. It was so dangerous in the past. Even what's it called? A cow hand where you farmed cows.
you mean a
Anything
farmer?
they did in the past, women literally just couldn't do because it was too dangerous, and the men did it. So they didn't have the rights to do that. They weren't not giving them or taking them away. It's just how it was. Like, for example, in the
It was
infantry, when I
because
was
of
in the infantry in the
oppression.
army, women literally couldn't. Seriously, all the time in all of history, women literally couldn't be in the infantry.
Yeah,
So,
because of oppression.
is that not oppression? Do you think that's oppressing women?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's literally A, scientific, and B, it's for their safety.
Why did women? What about the women's industrial revolution?
Oh, they were just uppity, I guess.
The women's industrial revolution happened because all the men in the military went to war and there wasn't enough men in the country to run the jobs. So now women were offered jobs to take place of the men who were away fighting for the country.
Yeah, because they got over their own bullshit and they
Yes,
realized
but
that
the women
women and
stepped
they
up and
finally
worked in
admitted
the
that men and
factory,
women can
and they had
like
dangerous
same shit.
working conditions.
Yes, but like I
Well,
said,
yeah,
I'm not saying that they can't do the same thing as men,
I mean,
or they were,
I'm not
and it's
saying
not that they were oppressed. They just weren't. They didn't need to, or have to, or shouldn't. They weren't. They didn't need to. Period. They didn't need to do those jobs. They weren't just not given them.
right. If you're saying that they didn't need to because of the society
Yes.
that was
Yes.
built on by oppression.
No,
It's
but
like
it wasn't built on by oppression.
They were
In
paid
the past, think about
38
when the
to
country was built.
50% of what the men were making.
Women didn't make anything, and actually, when the country was built, because women didn't have jobs.
they didn't want them to work when they could.
Yeah, but there's because it was too hard and too physical, and the men were more capable, and the women didn't need to do it.
And the cost of living was far cheaper.
Well, the
Right,
first
yeah,
thing you
and
said
that too.
that
The
it was
women
because
literally didn't have to. Period.
well, the
Work.
first thing you said is because women can handle it. That's the first thing you said.
Yeah,
Not that they didn't need
absolutely.
to. You got the didn't need to part that you've been talking about this whole time previously. But at first you're like, oh, it was too dangerous. It might, I don't know, the big straw machines might scare them away.
No,
Like,
no. I said it in the beginning when the country was first built. The jobs were too dangerous, like being a cowhand or a farmer or something like, or along the women. Like I said, I'm watching Little House on the Prairie. I watched a show called Wyatt Earp that was based in the
I'm sorry.
1920s when
I'm sorry.
cities were first built. You literally have to go watch something on history, like whole
Yes, the
movie
very
documentaries.
yep, Little House on the Prairie. The But I get it. I get it. But I feel like you should use something other than Little House on the Prairie for this.
Well, so like I tried to use wider, but I know you guys don't know that show. I'll see what year that is.
Well,
based
no,
on.
not even a show. Like it could be something that we don't know. Like, don't try to like dumb it down if you want to get like Little House on the Prairie is like.
So, do you know who Doc Holliday? You ever heard that name?
He sounds like a One Piece villain. Who's Doc Holliday?
No, he's a Western gunfighter.
Doc Holliday.
I'm
Oh,
that you
look
think
at
that
this.
was something you guys know of.
Yo, this. Well, I mean, I feel like Doc Holliday, American dentist and gambler. He looks like a John Wilkes
Yeah.
Booth cosplayer.
Yep, he's the most notorious gunfighter in the whole world besides Wyatt Earp, but it's because he was a law enforcement and Doc Holliday wasn't. So in those times like that, that's when the
John
country was
Holliday.
first being built, and those jobs that they had, they were literally too dangerous for women. Like women didn't want to go out and wrangle cows and go out and be a farmer or
Know that really? Like, well, I shouldn't say it like that, but like, is that something that actually happened, or is that just generations upon generations of gaslighting?
well, just think. You got to just think about it. And when the country was first built, when there was no buildings, no cities, when they started to first build the cities, there was a lot of crime. There was crime, farming, cow wrangling, cow selling, bars, gambling, and that's about it. And literally in what's it called? Sex working. That's literally the only jobs at the beginning. In the beginning.
What you're trying to. I think whoring is what you're trying to.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like the word for it was like a shill or something like that.
What the fuck? Really? Shill?
A shill, SHIL.
Maybe like a
No, I know,
shrill.
but like shill is more like when you're trying to. I mean, I guess the better term now is a grifter, but like.
Yeah,
All right.
you're pretty much just you're suckering people. They'll sit there and they'll flirt with them. Like in Korea, when I was in Korea, at the bars in Korea, they had what were they? Not Spanish. Whatever culture they were from. What they did, they were like little hostesses in a way. So you go to a bar and you start playing a game of pool, and one of the girls will come up to you and tell you that you got to play them in a game of pool. If you lose, you got to buy them a drink. So if you lost to them and you bought them a drink, they got like a little chip in like a cup, and that's what they got paid with. That's pretty much a shill.
Okay. Oh, shillings. Yeah. Okay.
But back then, they were also prostitutes. And the thing that it's weird is it was normal back then. That's what women did. Until they started to get education, women became teachers, started running stores. When they had husbands that had a store, they would be the receptionist.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they weren't oppressed. They weren't told they can't do anything. They were, if anything, it was literally the opposite. Men protected women from doing those jobs. And that's what I said. Like now they started going around saying, "Oh well, your husband owns everything, and your husband's just gonna leave you, and you can't get anything." And that's when women started to think they were oppressed.
I mean, would you feel some type of way if everything was done for you and you were told you couldn't handle it as an excuse?
Well, like I told you, I said before, it's not that they couldn't handle it. I think I told you they could handle it.
Right. No, but you're saying that like you just said that they were being protected, so they didn't have to.
Absolutely. If you were a
Or
farmer,
where would that idea even come from, other than thinking that they couldn't? Not that they couldn't like handle it, but they didn't believe in the skill set of women to actually do those jobs. And when you look at it from that, which is like, I don't know how else you can look at it from other than thinking that men are the saviors of the human race. How is that not oppression? Like, how would it not be?
The way I look at it is not oppressed. It's not that they were saying they can't handle a job, so they were doing it and not letting them. It's they were protecting. They were saying, I don't want you to. I don't think women can be a farmer.
Oh, okay,
Men are superior. It's I like I said. So if you were a farmer and you had a wife, when you went out to farm, would you say, I want you out here, or would you say, babe, no, stay in there. I'll farm. You don't have to do this. This is a man's work. Would you think you're oppressing your wife?
Well, I mean, when you add this is a man's work, I don't like. It's like you're so
a
fucking.
man's work,
It's crazy how fucking like. I can't believe this. I'm sorry. Like, is this a bit?
You're just taking what I say the wrong way. When I say it's a man's work, I'm not saying this isn't work. You can't. I'll do this. You can't handle this work. This is a man's work. I'm saying this is a man's work. It's hard work and it drains you and it tires you, and you don't deserve or need to be doing this. I will suffer. You don't need to suffer doing a man's work. I will be the one that suffers doing the man's work.
It's like
I'm not saying
you could have you can have like actual. You can have an actual conversation with somebody about this if you just workshop this, and I know you don't realize it, but you're putting in all this unnecessary shit that just defeats your entire argument. And I know you don't realize that's what you're doing, but I can't help but just hear it.
Well, there's different perspectives, and you can look at it and at multiple perspectives.
It's not
at the same time.
I'm hearing what you're saying, and it's like.
The one thing that matters is,
you know how Elmer Fudd tries to shoot Bugs Bunny?
Yeah.
How does that damn gun turn around every time?
This guy. Well, it's just about other people knowing multiple perspectives. I get it's
yeah.
I'm not saying I don't understand how a woman feels that they're being oppressed. I get that. I get how a woman would feel that way. But it goes back to, it wasn't really a problem until they made it a real problem.
Because they were tired of it. They were fucking tired of it.
Well, what were they? They weren't just tired. They weren't tired
I
of being
can't.
oppressed.
I'm sorry. Max, Jake, I'll talk to you later. Billy, I love you. I'm sorry. I gotta go.